Coming up, the final preparations in Windsor ahead of the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral tomorrow. Later in the programme, we'll be looking at one of the Duke's enduring legacies, his commitment to the environment. Also this lunchtime,
the Lunchtime News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good afternoon. Final preparations have been taking place for the funeral of the Duke of Edinburgh at Windsor Castle tomorrow. Buckingham Palace said the Queen faced difficult decisions in selecting 30 mourners from the 800-strong congregation originally planned to attend. She will sit alone in the chapel, and the Duke's 4 children and grandsons, Princes William and Harry, will walk separately behind the coffin. Well, Prince Philip had a hand in the design of much of the procession, including a specially made Land Rover hearse, as Sejal Carrier reports. Our royal editor Chris Shipp is at Windsor this lunchtime. Chris, the Queen hasn't left Windsor since the announcement last week, has she? No. So a poignant family funeral, but also a significant moment in British history. Moving on, and police in Chicago have released footage of an officer shooting dead a 13-year-old Latino boy in an alleyway. The video shows that Adam Toledo wasn't holding anything and had his hands up before the officer fired his gun. A warning, Neil Connery's report shows the moments leading up to the shooting, which you may find upsetting. Well, 8 people have been killed in a shooting in the American city of Indianapolis. Like here, labourers said there are serious questions to answer after it was revealed that Health Secretary Matt Hancock has shares in a family company which has contracts with the NHS. The firm, Topwood Limited, in which his sister holds a large proportion of shares, specialises in storage, shredding and scanning of documents, and won a place to provide services to English NHS in 2019, as well as contracts with the NHS in Wales. Our political correspondent Daniel Hewitt is in Westminster for us this lunchtime. So, Daniel, the opposition demanding answers over this.
That's right, Lucrezia.
And the last hour, we've had the latest figures on coronavirus infection rates in private households from the Office for National Statistics, and they show a decrease in all 4 nations in the week to April. The health expert, Professor Linda Bald. Linda, thanks for joining us this lunchtime. First of all, let's look at those figures. On the face of it, very encouraging. Talk about the R number as well, because we've had information on that. Now, that is 0.7 to 1. What can we read into this? Well, of course, we know that surge testing has been carried out in certain parts of the country, in London in particular as well, the South African variant, the Brazilian variant. We're now also hearing about an Indian variant of COVID-19. Now, how concerning is this? And briefly, Linda, you tweeted that you had your first dose of the vaccine, didn't you, yesterday? Congratulations on that. But we heard from the chief exec of Pfizer saying, you know what, yearly booster shots look likely. Is that going to apply across the board to all the vaccines? And the COVID restrictions in Scotland have been eased today. It's now possible to travel out of your local area for non-essential reasons and for 6 people from up to 6 households to meet up outdoors. West TV's Highland reporter Nicola McAley is at Loch Morlich near Avonmore. Nicola, perfect weather then to take advantage of this opening up today. So, Nicola, a taste of normality then, but significant restrictions still in place. The UK population has recorded its lowest annual increase since 2003. And we end today's programme with a look back at the Duke of Edinburgh's lifelong passion for wildlife and the environment. Prince Philip was a fervent believer in conservation long before it became fashionable, and even presented wildlife documentaries in the 1960s and 70s. Sangeeta Kandola has more. And that is it this lunchtime. Mary will bring you the ITV Evening News live from Windsor at 6:30. The news where you are follows the national weather. But from everyone here on the lunchtime team, bye-bye. Hello again. Now the main stories in London. Police investigating the murder of a teenage West Ham fan are asking an anonymous caller who may hold crucial information about his killers to get back in touch. Sami Sidho. A woman who was arrested in connection with the disappearance and murder of Sarah Everard has had her bail extended. Employers are being asked to support workers suffering from domestic abuse after reports of an increase in incidents. London bus drivers are to stage a series of fresh strikes in a long-running dispute over pay and conditions. Arsenal took a powerful stand against racism ahead of their match with Slavia Prague last night. Members of the Globe Theatre have been paying their respects to former patron Prince Philip. Right, with her now, here's Chris Page. And that's all from us for now. We're back here at 6. Until then, enjoy your afternoon. Bye-bye. Also on the programme tonight. Charlene, thank you. 3 years ago, Sammy Siddon was walking home after watching a West Ham game when he was stabbed to death in Newham in what's thought to be a case of mistaken identity. Since then, 10 people have been arrested, but no one has ever been charged with his murder. Police believe an anonymous caller who was previously phoned with tip-offs may hold crucial information about Sammy's killers as his father remains desperate for answers. Sam Holder reports. Actor Helen McCrory, known for her roles in Peaky Blinders and Harry Potter, has died from cancer at the age of 52. The Football Association has been accused of treating female footballers like second-class citizens. Women are twice as likely to suffer a brain injury in collision sports, but despite this, have fewer resources to help diagnose concussion at their games. We've been speaking to former Crystal Palace captain, sharing her story of how concussion ended her career prematurely as a warning to others, as Rachel Brown reports. All right, let's return to Windsor now, ahead of the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral tomorrow afternoon. Charlene.